Hey everyone, appreciate you joining us virtually this evening for the St. Vrain Valley Education Foundation Gala. Just want to remind you that the silent auction closes here prompt at 7:15 p.m., so make sure you're getting those bids in. Make sure that you also have your drinks ready as we will begin our program shortly, but do get those bids in. The silent auction closes at 7:15 p.m., and we will see you shortly. Thank you.
We choose to go to the moon.
We sink, we swim, we rise, we fall, we meet our fate together.
Here's to the crazy ones.
I have a dream.
Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Search high and low, scour far and wide. Comb through every inch of this magnificent state, and you'll have a hard time finding a more fitting analogy for life than a race. The hours of meticulous preparation, the boldness to train, the determination to push past limits, the resolve to persevere, the focused goal to win, the steadfast courage to finish.
Together, together.
But this seemingly solitary act of racing is not a lonesome journey, because when you look, you find a simple truth. You never run alone.
Together.
With every step, you are upheld by a throng of champions. With every careen, you are picked up by a web of support, and all noise is drowned by the raucous ovation of the fanatics.
But because they are hard.
St. Vrain Valley schools are running a race. They are chasing hard after preeminence. They are hounding after student success and teacher excellence. And every day, they surpass even our loftiest expectations.
We sink, we swim, we rise, we fall, we meet our fate together.
Stride for stride, we run with the St. Vrain Valley schools. Mile after mile, we equip them on their trek. Year after year, we champion their cause. We are intensely honored to be partners in their journey. We are excessively proud to be amongst their legion of support. We are the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation, and we run further together.
I say, follow me 10,000 miles, hear my fiddle play.
Great job. That was awesome. That was really awesome here. So thank you. Another round of applause for him. Thank you. So our online audience, actually our virtual, should be here by now. But we certainly want to make sure that they get to the full experience of being here this evening. So I'm going to invite you guys to stay up on stage if you wouldn't mind. Let me introduce myself, and then we're going to get to hear one more. So folks have got to see me a little bit for the virtual folks. My name is JJ Ratterink. If you've been here before, maybe you know, or I know quite a few folks, grew up in the St. Vrain Valley School District, went to Skyline High School. Yeah, good. And Josh Atherton right there, one of the men who's making tonight possible. I think I mentioned this 2 years ago. Josh was my center in high school when we played football. I know him way better than his wife knows him. I promise you that much. I know that guy no, I won't go there. But anyways, yes. So certainly St. Vrain Valley has a very, very special place in my heart. I'm still local around here. I coach at a college, and we recruit a lot of kids out of the St. Vrain Valley schools. And so, a few years ago when I heard about the foundation, I could not have been happier to jump on board and do whatever I could to help out. I think it's awesome. And Josh may get mad at me for rambling a little bit here, but my dad worked in this district. He was in education for a long time. He was a principal. He was a superintendent. So when Josh told me about the foundation, I was like, that's exactly what my dad would come home and complain about what they needed for teachers who had ideas or kids who needed different programs. And so when I heard about it, I was like, yes, I have to help, whatever it is. That is awesome there. So thank you again for letting me be a part of it, Josh and everyone else at the foundation. So we also want to introduce to our online folks a very special group of St. Vrain Valley School students who are going to perform for us again. We're lucky enough to hear another one. The Silver Creek Fiddle Group, who is right behind me, who has a long-standing tradition known for, in addition to festive music, its fun atmosphere and silly antics. Let's keep it PG tonight, though. They play Scottish, Irish, Celtic, and American folk music. The Fiddle Group is an extracurricular group meeting once per week to rehearse. It's open to all grade and ability levels. So if we could, one more time, give a warm welcome to the Silver Creek High School Fiddle Group. Well, thank you again. And you guys are free to join your, or go back to your seats if you'd like. Or Josh, can they stay up here with me? It's up to them, right? Okay, you guys are free to go back to your seats there. Thank you again. Let's go ahead and give them a warm praise there. Well deserved. And as they're exiting, we certainly want to thank everyone again for everything that they've done, for everyone who's attended here this evening at the Omni Hotel, and those that are watching online. It's kind of a cool dynamic that we get to do this now, that we get to do these live, we get to do these virtual, we still get the opportunity to hear something like that, and so everyone gets to participate no matter where they are, so thank you. This event is very special, like we mentioned, because it supports the mission of student success and teacher excellence for the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation. Now, if you have attended this, again, you're going to hear a lot of things, but keep you up to date. But those of you who are attending for the first time, you might not know exactly what the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation does, or who they served, or who they impact, and really what impact they have. And a lot of you do know a lot about the Education Foundation, but again, you may not know what's going on right now or what they've been up to and how they're positioned to have an even bigger impact in the future. So, to give an update on what's been happening, it's my pleasure to introduce the Executive Director of the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation and my former center. Please welcome to the stage Josh Atherton.
Thank you, JJ. JJ's being humble because he did mention that he coaches in the college ranks, but he actually coaches at my alma mater, University of Northern Colorado. Go Bears! He's the quarterbacks coach for Ed McCaffrey there at UNC, and also played at Wyoming and had a really great career in the Arena League too. So he was a great quarterback. He was a great friend. So I really appreciate him being here tonight to support us. For the past 36 years, St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation has been making a positive impact on the community and our schools and our students. I wanted to take this moment and highlight a few accomplishments of the Education Foundation this past year. Our Teacher Innovation Grants program funds teacher ideas that are usually $500 to $2,500 and impactful to students in and out of the classroom. In 2020, we funded over $40,000 worth of projects throughout St. Vrain Valley Schools focusing on STEM, special education, and general funding. One of those teachers, Jennifer Masayos from Sunset Middle School, wrote, "I am beyond excited to bring drones into our school as part of our STEM initiative. With cross-collaboration, students from all sectors of our school will be able to enjoy coding with our new drones. This is one more step in our plan to turn our students into digital learners in this technology age of learning. Thank you, Education Foundation, so much for the grant to make this project a reality for my students." Well, Jennifer, we thank you for taking the time to apply for a grant and for making a major difference in your classroom. Thank you, Jennifer. As you know, the cost of post-secondary education is becoming more and more expensive for our students. With that in mind, the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation has made providing scholarships to graduating St. Vrain students a priority. And in 2021, we awarded over $70,000 of scholarships to St. Vrain Valley students, many of which were first-generation college students and students in financial need. In 2022, coming up this spring, we'll have over $85,000 for graduating St. Vrain Valley students. I want to personally thank all of our scholarship funders and partners for making this a priority, a reality, and allowing us to help our St. Vrain students with post-secondary resources. Thank you very much. This past summer, one of my favorite programs, Crayons to Calculators, in partnership with Impact on Education and Western Disposal, helped provide St. Vrain Valley students in financial need with over 5,000 backpacks with the necessary school supplies for the school year. And what I love about Crayons to Calculators is that our mission is to make sure that every student walks into a school the first day with a brand new backpack and school supplies that they deserve. Talk about an impact. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention one of my other favorite events the Education Foundation organizes is the Tribute to Teacher event we hold every spring. This event recognizes over 150 teachers and lets them know how much we appreciate everything they do for our community. Our teachers are such a valuable asset to not only our schools, but the success of our community. And we are honored to recognize their efforts each and every year. Thank you, teachers, for everything that you do. We appreciate it. Now I'd like to introduce a really good friend of the Education Foundation, Dr. Don Haddad, as our next speaker. Dr. Haddad has been our superintendent of St. Vrain Valley Schools since 2009 and serves as director of the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation. Dr. Haddad was named the 2013 Superintendent of the Year by the National Association of School Superintendents. And in addition to that, Dr. Haddad was one of 100 superintendents nationwide invited to participate in the Future Ready Superintendent Summit at the White House in November 14, and was selected as one of the 16 2015 leaders to learn from by Education Week, a prominent national publication. Please help me welcome Superintendent of St. Vrain Valley Schools, Dr. Don Haddad.
Josh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you being here this evening. I want to thank you, Josh, personally for the work that you've done as the executive director. Great job. Appreciate all of the wonderful activities. And I know that the board of directors has also been introduced, but thank you as well, Board for the Education Foundation. I know that you guys work very, very hard behind the scenes, so appreciate that a lot. I also want to, when we come into an event like this, it's oftentimes we just assume that it happens and it all looks perfect. But the truth of the matter is it takes a lot of work. And two ladies are here this evening, Tambi Palombo and Michelle Phelan. If you are in the room, if you could stand. If you're not, you can only walk into an event and have it look perfect when people are working that hard behind the scenes and doing great work. I also want to thank a couple of guests for joining us here this evening, really friends of educators and education. We have Representative Shannon Bird here. And Shannon has been a champion for public education for a long time, and this past year has helped us to navigate, and she took the lead on getting an audit for the accreditation system. First time our state's accreditation system will be audited to make sure that it is actually doing what it is intended to do. It's a heavy lift, and at the end of the day, it's all about what's best for kids. That's what motivated her to participate, and we're very glad that you're here with us this evening. Thank you. I also want to recognize Mr. Michael Doherty, who is the district attorney for Boulder County. And another bill that we were able to get passed into law was the Safe to Tell bill. And nothing can be closer to the importance of our children than their safety. And this bill was a heavy lift, but it was designed to make sure that we are getting credible information so that we can best protect our children and our teachers and our staff in our buildings. And Michael, in many other ways, you've been a tremendous supporter of St. Vrain and public education, and thank you for being here as well. Okay. I also want to recognize Mr. Tim Waters, who is on our Longmont City Council. And Mr. Waters is a friend. He's a former superintendent. Had the opportunity to have lunch with him the other day, and I get to pick his brain. Very successful and has done excellent work on behalf of the city of Longmont and is a staunch supporter of our school district. So thank you for being here. And there are many others, but I'm going to get to this because I know I'm probably making Josh pretty nervous right now. So I promise here we go. But very good to be here. This is our third year of dealing with the pandemic, and Never thought it would go that far, but it did, and it probably will continue. And it's been challenging for our students and for our teachers and for everyone involved, for all of you. It's been an unprecedented challenge. But the thing that I've always found interesting and I've always believed about challenges is that it's oftentimes that the greater the challenge, the greater the opportunity. And that's been true in St. Vrain. We've had, as a result of this pandemic, the unique opportunity to create more, to innovate more, to communicate more, and even to elevate our system because of our teachers and our staff and our students and our families. In a sense, during this pandemic, the understanding and the recognition of the importance of public education has been elevated, I think, for all of us. And I believe that conceptually, our public has always understood that public education is essential to the success and well-being of our communities, our state, our nation, and beyond. However, with this pandemic, with all of its challenges and difficulties, I think that our public awareness has been elevated on truly how vital public education is. Not only does it educate 90% of our children K through 12 every year, but it's also everything and connected to everything that we value in our society. Our safety, first and foremost, both physical and emotional. Our economy, the strength of our economy, the value of our homes and our businesses, our work responsibilities, and we've all heard about the supply chain issues. All of this is tied back into public education. Our national security, our democracy, and really so much more. Something else that I believe about challenges is that they always present us with a choice. That's the one thing about challenges that we face in our life. And we might not have control over the circumstances in which we find ourselves, but I know for sure that we always have a choice in how we're going to respond. Each of us has that choice. And toward this end, I could not be more proud of our students, our teachers, our staff, all of our families, our community as a whole, because you made your choice not to retreat. And you made your choice not to stagnate. And you made your choice not to seek the path of least resistance. To the contrary, you chose to respond as the champions that I have always known you to be as a community. Individually and collectively, you chose to double down, knowing that the road ahead would be anything but easy. In fact, to say that it would be and has been hard would be a severe understatement. So why? Why the choice to double down? Why the choice to keep moving forward and to keep climbing? Why? Because we understand clearly that our students and our community, that they are counting on us. We understand clearly that our children's well-being and their futures are at stake. Our children do not get a do-over. This is their time, and this is why we made the choice to embrace the hard work, to face the daunting challenges, to sacrifice for the greater good, and to keep moving forward. We made the choice knowing that it would require the best from all of us, knowing that it would require redefining our norms, knowing that it would require pushing back our previously established limits, and knowing that it would require elevating our performance, and recognizing that in this moment in time, we were all being called upon to be our very best. In St. Vrain, we've experienced hard times before. We experienced the financial collapse back in 2002. We experienced the 4 years of a daunting recession. And we experienced the 100-year flood that closed our district for over a week. But regardless of those challenges, one thing has always been true, and that's that we have emerged better and stronger as a system. These times have built in our community a very unique resilience, and I firmly believe that while as difficult as this pandemic has been, our students will emerge stronger in large part because of all of you. They will emerge wiser, more resilient, more appreciative of others, and what they have to be grateful for in their lives. and better equipped to not only succeed in life, but to excel in life. I have always believed that for all of us serving as educators in public education, we have been presented with a very unique opportunity, a tremendous honor, and a significant responsibility. The opportunity to support in shaping the lives of our students, and the honor of being part of what I believe is an institution second only to parenting when it comes to determining the trajectory of our children individually and our society collectively. We made this choice knowing that it would not be easy, however, understanding the magnitude of how high the stakes are and how rewarding the work is when we see our students learn and grow and flourish and ultimately soar and fly away. We know that our choice to work hard and to devote our lives to the pursuit of the greater good has been the right choice. I recently had an experience, and it's one of many over 37 years, that has reminded me and reinforced once again that our children, our students, they actually do grow up, and they actually do become young adults. The other thing that I have learned is they watch. They watch us at a very young age, and like sponges, they soak it up. They watch, they listen, and they learn. I had an experience years ago as a wrestling coach to now have many students who are parents in St. Vrain who have their own children who are graduating from St. Vrain, and I've had the honor of giving them their diploma. That caused me to realize this is a generational calling, that we not only affect our students today, but we affect their children. I had another recent experience when I was at graduation last year. A young lady graduating came up to me and said, "Dr. Haddad, do you remember me?" And I said, "Well, I think I should, but I'm not sure that I can remember your name." She pulled out a picture, it's the one on the left, of me and her in the middle and another student when she was beginning her years in elementary school. The picture on the right is her graduating. And that's what I'm talking about. So for 12 years, she watched and she learned as you teachers guided her, families guided her, our entire community. And she's one of 33,000 students today alone. But that number reloads every single year. So you can see the exponential impact that what we do really matters. She will grow up, she will have her family, and her children will be impacted by the work that we have done as a community and how much you've given for us to do the work. There's a video that I want to show you that really captures something that I believe is that hard work is not something to shy away from. Hard work is something to look to seek out, because with hard work comes great opportunity. And in St. Vrain, we built a theme off of John F. Kennedy, and it plays on the side of our mobile lab often. And it talks about hard work and opportunity and choice. And when you look at this and you say, wow, are you comparing public education to what he's talking about? Absolutely and beyond. Because nothing more important than public education next to parenting in this country. There is nothing more important than public education. 90+% of our children are being educated every day in our schools. So I would like to show this brief video.
For we meet in an hour of change and challenge, in a decade of hope and fear, in an age of both knowledge and ignorance. The greater our knowledge increases, the greater our ignorance unfolds. Despite the striking fact that most of the scientists that the world has ever known are alive and working today, the vast stretches of the unknown and the unanswered and the unfinished still far outstrip our collective comprehension. There is no strife, no prejudice, no national conflict in outer space as yet. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind, and its opportunity for peaceful cooperation may never come again. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
You know, when I think about what our teachers have gone through and our staff and our students, it truly is incredible. And they made the choice. They chose hard over the path of least resistance. And so because of the choices that they made, students, teachers, staff, parents, families, because of those choices, St. Vrain did not only walk through this pandemic to date, but we have run through it, and we have continued to achieve. We did not set out to maintain the status quo. We set out to continue to move forward. And I'm going to show you a brief video of the highlights, many of them, from the St. Vrain Valley Schools students, teachers, staff, and community. This video truly had to be pared way down by Carrie McDermott. I'm not kidding you, because it would have gone on for over an hour. But we pared it down, and I'm going to share it with you as a way of saying thank you to our teachers, to our students, to our families, and to our entire community. In closing, just one final thank you to all of our students. You saw one example of how amazing they are, to all of our teachers and staff that are here, to all of our families, to the entire St. Vrain Valley School District community. I could not be more proud to be a part of this incredible organization, and I could not be more grateful that you have allowed me to serve in this community for the past 21 years. So thank you very much again for being here, and we will continue to move forward. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Dr. Haddad. And I think one of the things he said that really resonated with me was the word community. And we talk about it. We're here again. We're here as a community. We know why we're here. We're here virtually. And so that's what's really cool about this whole thing is how we get to do that. And the accomplishments it was pretty unbelievable. We were kind of whispering it at the table what they were, how many they were, how impressive they were. The one that I'm curious is the giant paper airplane challenge. So Josh, next year, if we could get like a picture of that for us, that would be great. But that was really, really impressive and makes me proud to be an alum of the St. Vrain Valley School District to see all the great things that the students are still doing and the teachers are helping them with. We now have a short video here from the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation about their Teacher Innovation Grants Program that funds teacher ideas and cultivates innovation in St. Vrain Valley schools.
When I get to meet with my kids, when I get to see students and I get to help process through what they're going through, when I get to help them recognize their own strengths, and when I see them practice that compassion for others and themselves, that's my favorite part, is just being with them and being through this and helping them along the way. My name is Lacey Zarlingo. I am one of the counselors here at Timberline, and what we're gonna do is each of you will read the feeling, and then we're gonna pick out, when we feel that way, what might that tell us that we need? Yeah, so that was coming off of the pandemic, and we were going into hybrid learning at that time, and so my school psychologist and I were just talking about some ways to help with some of students' isolation, socialization skills, some of that anxiety that they're coming back with. So we really wanted to serve them through a small group setting that was inclusive to students that receive social emotional goals through special education services, in general education classes, and are both English and Spanish speaking students. Primarily how we started is we used kind of these stuffed animal puppets to help the students role play and practice these skills. So we have slow like a sloth, kind like a giraffe, just giving them different avenues to practice, and that's something that they really caught on to. You know, I think that empathy and compassion piece is what I really hope that these students take with them. Just not non-judgmental to themselves and to others and their feelings. And recognizing those for themselves, their family members, in the community, and for their peers and other students around them. I think that foundational empathy piece is so important, whether we're in a pandemic or not. There's constantly tough things that all of our students and families and community go through. So I really hope that from our group, some of these skills that we worked in to provide that self-compassion and compassion for others will really be a huge takeaway. Recognizing what the Ed Foundation provided for us and just the ability to use that with all students, having this opportunity and having this funding to really hone in on something that we're passionate about that is really going to benefit all students in different ways. I've learned a lot from the process going through it. And I've also learned the impact that it can have on our students and families and community. Something that seems very small can actually be very large.
What a great video and what a great message. And again, this gives you a little bit more insight as to why we're gathered here tonight. And we want to thank St. Vrain Valley Virtual High Senior Colton Stedman and the Innovation Center media team for putting that great video together for the foundation. So let's give them a round of applause. I'd like to now introduce Angela Wu, an incredible St. Vrain Valley student. Angela is a Colorado native and a junior at Niwot High School. She's also part of the Innovation Center's Watson program. Angela's parents, Bill and Susan Wu, are here in attendance. They're originally from China, and they immigrated to the United States more than 20 years ago. Angela hopes to attend UC Berkeley and study business and computer engineering when she graduates in 2023. So please help me welcome to the stage, Angela Wu.
Hello, my name is Angela Wu. I'm a junior at Niwot High School. I'm a team captain of our mock trial team and also in the full International Baccalaureate program. I love the outdoors and I enjoy the mountains with my parents, who are originally from China. My parents immigrated to the United States more than 20 years ago and are engineers, which coincidentally is what my brother is studying at the University of Colorado Boulder, and what I wish to study in the future in the UC Berkeley MET program, which focuses on engineering and business. We're Colorado natives and have lived in Longmont for my full 16 years. So naturally, I'm a St. Vrain baby. I've attended St. Vrain Valley schools for elementary, middle, and high school. And each step of the way has led me to where I currently am. My personal journey has been relatively straightforward, but that's not to say it hasn't changed. When I was young, I thought I wanted to be an artist, a singer, a dancer. You know, my younger years were around when the iPhone 3 SE was released. I slowly became curious about all this iPod and iPad jazz. I did some research on my own, listened to my parents talk about their work, and finally in middle school, I participated in cybersecurity competitions at Altona Middle School. Around this time, I began to develop an idea of my future. It involved the growing fields of technology. And there was a pivotal moment that reaffirmed my path, and one teacher specifically who was instrumental in the process, though she may not know it. Sophomore year, fall of 2020, I was taking an AP Computer Science course with Miss Teresa Ewing. Sometime in September, she sent out an update with a new opportunity to learn about artificial intelligence and work with IBM on a team at the Innovation Center. At this time, all I knew about artificial intelligence was that it was a staple of dystopian media and that it seemed too far out of reach. But with this fortuitous update and support from Ms. Ewing, I was able to grasp the concept of AI, but more importantly, explore beyond my comfort zone. So I joined the team. Now this team, the Watson Development Team, was an integral part of building the individual known as Angela. It introduced me to this whole new world of technology. Once I had one foot in, I was already completely immersed. From that point, it was more than easy to get my curiosity and passion engaged. Now, the wide variety of classes at the Innovation Center is an essential part towards keeping that passion. I wanted to learn in classes that were focused on my future and what I wanted to do. The Innovation Center provided that. I took a class called Advanced Robotics, where I was able to expand my traditional learning environment and engage in hands-on learning with underwater robotics. Now, the Innovation Center student teams are kind of like the next level up from their classes. I'm a student worker on 3 of those student teams: the Socially Assisted Robotics team, the previously mentioned Watson Development Team, and the Robotics Leadership Team. Each of these teams developed my design thinking processes and pushed me to articulate my thoughts and reflect on my work, and finally taught me new advanced technical skills. But these skills aren't just for personal growth. These skills are to help others by application. We utilize these skills to impact the community and the district in different ways. In Socially Assisted Robotics, we're supporting special education teachers to be innovators and bring new opportunities, such as expressive robots, to schools all around the district. In the Watson Development Team, we're using an IBM feature to create those same chatbots on the computers you saw outside. When combined with those expressive robots known as Misty, a personalized experience with countless possibilities is born. The role of our industry mentor, Yvonne Portilla from IBM, has been crucial in the development of the team. His guidance and support has elevated our team to a higher standard rarely found among high schoolers. The robotics leadership team makes competitions possible for the 1,000 plus students who are interested in robotics. These students are realizing their dreams and passions already. And with the support of these teams, they'll grow up to become innovators themselves. For me personally, the more I verbalized my work, and there were plenty of opportunities too, the more I realized how much I genuinely enjoyed it. With that, my learning environment, and those of countless others, has been turned upside down into a blend of abstract concepts and concrete application, a blend of traditional and innovative schooling. That unique learning combined with the various opportunities of the district has led me to where I am now. They have built, along with my mentors and teachers, a rock-solid foundation for what I wish to accomplish. St. Vrain Valley has provided numerous resources for me to pursue my passions and forge a well-rounded portfolio of myself that puts me at an advantage over other competitive students. From the culmination of these experiences provided by the district, I'm able to stand before you today, confident and qualified for my future in the ever-growing innovative world. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. That was fantastic. Really, really glad I got to be a part of that and hear that. I know everyone feels the same way. Folks, we have another speaker for you. Our next speaker is Adrian Deputat. Adrian graduated from Silver Creek High School this past May, and he is currently a freshman at Colorado State University. Adrian was a member of the Silver Creek High School Leadership Academy and worked as a student designer for the Innovation Mobile Lab, leading student and adult STEM learning activities on cutting-edge technologies, including virtual reality, robotics, design thinking, and aeronautics. Adrian was a program assistant intern for the Education Foundation's Crayons to Calculators school supply drive this past summer, and he helped deliver backpacks and school supplies to over 5,000 St. Vrain students in financial need. Adrian's parents are Kathleen and Yuri, and he also has a brother, Alex, who's a junior at Silver Creek. So folks, if you would please help me welcome to the stage, Adrian Deputat.
Thank you all very much. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. You guys are fantastic. So this past May, I graduated from Silver Creek High School. What I recall before starting high school was advice from people that told me to get involved and try new things. So I did. The school district offered so many opportunities, and I was able to develop my leadership skills through the Silver Creek Leadership Academy, the Student Advisory Council, the involvement in the Rotary Club, and many other opportunities. I was a member of the Boy Scout Troop 65, where I was able to earn the rank of Eagle Scout by applying my leadership and communication skills I was learning through my school-based experiences. One of my favorite activities was the fiddle group at Silver Creek, as you saw earlier, and goodness, is it fun. And it gave me a chance to perform music live and a part of the annual magical performance over at Silver Creek. It was my middle school orchestra teacher, Miss Fish, who sparked my love for performing live music when she nominated me to be a part of the Colorado Ambassadors of Music. With this group, I traveled throughout Europe in the summer of 2018, playing live concerts in places like Austria, Switzerland, and France. During middle and high school, I ran track, played hockey recreationally, and also worked at the Longmont Ice Pavilion for the last 4 years. In 2019, I began working at the Innovation Center with the Mobile Lab. This unique opportunity gave me a chance to learn about the technology that our district offers to students, as well as showcase these technologies to younger students, their families, and community members. One of the volunteer activities I chose to do during the summer was helping with the Crayons to Calculators project. For the first few years, I unpacked the donated supplies, sorted the items, packed and delivered the backpacks to schools all over our district. I had no idea our district even did that. My mom, who worked in the few elementary schools, had told me that it makes a big difference for the families who need help getting their kids ready for the school year. to receive a backpack full of school supplies. This past summer, I was hired by the Education Foundation as the program assistant for grants to calculators. Since COVID precautions were still necessary, we couldn't have a lot of volunteers, but we were able to find a way to make sure grants to calculators could continue to serve the students of St. Vrain. I was also grateful for the opportunity to grow in leadership and management skills through this position. Needless to say, I took the advice I was given: get involved and try new things. In my sophomore year, I recall my AP chemistry teacher, Mr. Kloster, saying, "Life's a hard teacher. She gives the tests first and the lessons later." This later helped me to look at challenging times differently, knowing that if things didn't go according to plan, there is still something to be learned. It has helped me to think about how I choose to spend my time. Whether I'm doing something to better myself or something to help others, I try to make the most of each day. Last year was a year of applications for college and for scholarships to pay for college. When it came time to apply for the local scholarships, I noticed that the scholarships offered by the foundation were so diverse. When I did not meet the criteria for many of these scholarships, I did notice that the scholarships offered were intended to reach a wide range of students who had a wide range of experiences. I feel honored and grateful for the 3 scholarships I did receive from the foundation. These scholarships have definitely helped to offset the cost of college and have given me the ability to continue to focus on my education. I am a mechanical engineering student at CSU, and I have recently become interested in how materials engineering can be applied to better develop combat sports equipment for boxing and mixed martial arts athletes. This area of interest was not what I had originally thought about when I decided on mechanical engineering, but I'm okay with being open to new ideas and seeing where they take me. If I learned anything from COVID interruptions in my junior and senior year, it was the importance of being flexible and finding ways to adapt. The school district, my high school teachers, and many other businesses exemplified this, and I feel confident I can use these skills to find a path in my career. You know, it often was in my leadership classes that I was trying to answer the one question. It was on a lot of applications, which is find your passion. What is your passion? I see a room in front of me of hundreds of passionate people. When you look at get involved, and if you look at me right now and see where that involvement has got you, every person in this room is involved with education. Every person of this room has put in their biggest effort. Everybody in this room is involved. And that involvement has paved the way for myself and students like me. And as you saw, all of those names on the side on that presentation, every one of those students is there getting better because of you, because of your donation, and because of your support for the foundation. I am grateful to all my teachers and my family for guiding me throughout my high school career. I am a proud graduate of the St. Vrain Valley Schools. Thank you.
Great job. Great job. Well, thank you, Adrian and Angela. That was fantastic. Both of you truly inspiring, and I know you all probably feel the same way, that the future is very, very bright with those two leading the way, and many students like them. Now it's time for us, to have some fun and have that impact, help further that impact, and raise some money for the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation. This is our chance to come together as a community, like we mentioned earlier, both in person and virtually, to really help further that impact. It's time for our paddle raiser. Now, I think we know that individually there's only so much we can do, but collectively, when we come together like we are this evening, we can really do a lot more. We can really help the impact, and we can make a big difference for the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation. That's why we're here. So we're going to ask for support at different levels, and we hope that all of you will raise your paddle at least once tonight when you hear a level that matches your means and your commitment to the organization. I do want to help our virtual guests here. For those guests, you'll be using the link in your text from 56651. That's the same link you used for the silent auction, 56651. You'll click the link and look for the green donate button. We will be watching our bid monitor. I've got it right here for your donations. We do want to recognize all those folks, so we will certainly do that as best we can. If you did not get that link, go ahead and text St. Vrain to 56651. That's STVRAIN to 56651, and you can get registered. And if for some reason you're still having trouble and need any help, here's a number you can call. This is 301-938-3953. So great opportunity for us. And for the folks that are in the room, could you do me a favor before we get started? Everyone should have a paddle. Go ahead and raise them up for me right now, collectively as a community. We like to do this when we do these auctions here. Take a little video. I don't care if you raise somebody else's, and you can do that at any point. And hopefully our folks at home or virtually can do it as well. And before you lower those, folks, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look around. We talk about the impact we can have, and we use that word community. We don't use it lightly. And we know that we can do that. So again, we hope that all of you who just raised that paddle there will certainly do it at one of our levels as we go through here. And I'm going to go ahead and start the paddle raiser off right now at $5,000. Now, we know it's a lot of money, but it's a lot of impact, and we've seen that tonight through speeches, through videos, through heartfelt speeches. And we'd like to see if there's anybody who would like to help us continue the mission at the $5,000 level here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have someone getting us started. Number 271. And that's why it pays to sit next to us at dinner. Thank you, Kelly, Keith, and James Kanemoto at the $5,000 level. Thank you for getting us started there. And I'd be remiss if I didn't ask one more time if there's anybody else at the $5,000 level here who would like to get us going there. Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate you getting us started here. And we're going to go ahead and move to our second level. I'll move a little bit more center here so I make sure I get everyone, of $2,500. Is there anybody who would like to donate $2,500? We have number 233. Thank you. Number 188. Thank you very much. So that was 2 there. That got us to an even 10,000. But let's get number 234. Thank you very much. And one of the things about St. Vrain Valley Schools, the district taught me even numbers are better. So we're at 12.5. What if we just got to 15,000 at this level? That would be convenient. Is there anybody else at the $2,500 level who would like to get us to 15,000 to start right here? I've lost my confidence monitor there, so there might be some virtually there. We'll try and get those up. But is there anybody else at the $2,500 level? Thank you. Number 257. Thank you very much. Well, that was 4 there, so that got us to the $15,000 right now. And then we have some anonymous donors coming in. I want to give a quick recognition here. We have Karen Norris, Miosha Brooks, Matt and Kristen Flood, and Rolando Rojas virtually. So thank you. We can give them a hand as they donate tonight. And we're going to move on to the $1,000 level here. And who would like to donate $1,000 to help the Education Foundation? And I'll go ahead and start looking pretty much anywhere. You can get me going anywhere in the room if you'd like here. At the $1,000 level, get us to that next level of $20,000. Is there anybody who would like to get us started at the $1,000 level? Thank you very much. We have bidder number 123. Thank you. Is there anybody else there at the $1,000 level? I'll delay just a little bit so you can check the bank account. You can do that on your phone now. Make sure. And thank you. We have bidder number 158. Thank you. Give the folks at home a little bit of time there. And this is good as a community because I can't see very well with some of the lighting. So if we can help me out, is there anybody else? I'll do one final sweep there at the $1,000 level. All right. Well, we have 3 more levels here, and we just like to say that if you came here as a guest tonight and you didn't have to pay to get in, we really hope you've enjoyed your food and your drinks. But more importantly, we want you to know that whoever did invite you here tonight did so because the Education Foundation has a special place in their heart. So hopefully, as a tribute to them, at one of our last 3 levels here, you'll feel compelled to raise your paddle. And I do want to let you know that we did have another one come in. Tim Nichols just came in virtually, and that was at $1,000 there, I believe. So that was 3 at that level, so that puts us at $18,000. We know the benchmark we want to get to, and we're going to go ahead and go with the $500 level here. Is there anybody who would like to donate $500? I'm going to start here. Number 182, thank you very much. Number 201, thank you. Number 243, number 231, number 253, number 125, number 238, number 124, number 263. Thank you. Let me get a count. Give yourselves a hand while I'm getting a count right now. We are at 21,500, not counting this, which I will give you an update on that, but I want to see if someone will get us to an even 22,000 at this level with one more donation at the $500 mark. And we have it here. Thank you. Number 238 and number 254. Thank you very much. So that put us at 22,500. We also had Pam and Steve Weathers come in at $750. So we're at $22,500. I'm going to wait till the end, till we get there. Then we'll add that up, so we'll stay here, and then we'll make sure everyone gets recognized. And we're going to move to our next level of $250. Is there anybody who would like to donate $250 to the Education Foundation? I'm going to start over here as I see them fly up. Number 113, number 250, number 267, number 104, number 152, number 100, number 181, number 190, number 150, number 306, number 197, number 281, number 241. Give yourselves a round of applause. That was fantastic. Let me see where we're at.
1,250 at that level for 25,250.
Where were we at there?
We're at 3,000.
We're at, that was 13 for 3,250 there. I'd love to just try and get 3 more, which would put us at 4,000, would put us at 26,500 there. So I'll ask for one more suite before I recognize some of our online folks. Is there anybody else? I know we'll get there, but is there anybody else at the $250 level who would like to help get us there? Well, thank you very much so far, folks. Before we move to our last level, I want to recognize Connie and Kevin Seifert at the $500 level who jumped in, so thank you very much there. And we're going to go ahead, and before I give you the total of what's going on virtually here, I'm going to go to our last level of $100. Let's see if we can fill the room up. Is there anybody who would like to donate $100? I had good luck. I'm going to start over here. Number 103, number 226, number 252, number 298, number 294, number 314, number 169, number 128, number 213, number 153, number 262, number 246, number 295, number 261, number 264, number 199, number 285, number 147, number 191, number 130, number 131, number 242, number 195. I believe that was 23. Let me validate that. Hold on. Number 105. Was that 24? That was 24 there. Number 106, thank you very much. That's 25 folks there for $2,500 there. So here we are, folks. Do me a favor, add that in, and let's see where we're at. Because I have to entice them just a little bit. We went over the benchmark there. Folks, so far, we have raised $30,000, $30,375. Thank you so much to everybody, both in person and virtually here. Really appreciate it again. I told you earlier, really glad to be a part of this here. Thank everyone for showing up. We would like to bring up my friend here to close out the evening. So if you could please welcome back to the stage the Executive Director, Josh Atherton, to give a sponsor highlight and to close out the program.
Wow. Thank you very, very much for that support. I wanted to do something, and I didn't get a chance to do this before, and I want to recognize Angela Wu and Adrian Deputat for getting up here is not easy. You all know this, but being their age, and I'm thinking about what I was doing at 16, I was horsing around with JJ, so I was not doing what they're. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you both. And as a thank you, myself, along with the Board of Directors of St. Vrain Valley Schools, would like to offer each of you a $500 scholarship. Angela, I know you're going to college here in a couple of years, and Adrian will add that to your tally. Thank you very much for what you do. Angela, you might be the first junior to get her first scholarship ever, so good job. Our mission of student success and teacher excellence is what we do each and every day, and we couldn't do without your support. And speaking of support, an event like this wouldn't be possible without the generosity of our sponsors, and we'd like to recognize them for their contributions. First up, we have JHL Constructors. JHL, I know you're in the room. Where are you guys at? Here you are, right here. I know Brad couldn't be here, but I'm glad to see all of you here. Really appreciate it. JHL will be celebrating their 35th anniversary coming up next year as an employee-owned company. JHL just completed our brand newest St. Vrain school, Highlands Elementary in Erie, and we have a special message for you at JHL.
Hello, my name is Ryan Ball, and I am the new principal at Highlands Elementary School here in Erie, Colorado. I want to give a special thank you to JHL Construction and their entire team who built Highlands Elementary. Really did a fantastic job and created an awesome environment for our kids here in Erie. So thank you again for all of your hard work, for your partnership over the last year, and dedication to really building a school that meets the needs of all kids.
Thank you, Principal Ball, for doing that. I know it wasn't easy, but we really appreciate it. Our gold sponsors are the following: Comcast Internet Essentials, Elevations Credit Union, Franson Pittman, JVA Consulting Engineers, KCI Krishy Construction, the J.M. Smucker Company, Stapp Interstate Toyota, UC Health. Thank you, gold sponsors. Our silver sponsors are 24/7 Restoration, BC Interiors, Brock & Company CPAs, Cunningham Group Architecture, Inc., Front Range Community College, Boulder County Campus, Golden Triangle Construction, Inc., Hazelton Construction, PB&T Bank, Stifel Nicholas & Company, Incorporated, TBK Bank, and Xilinx. Thank you, silver sponsors. Our bronze sponsors are the following: DLR Group, Inc., FCI Constructors, Inc., High Plains Bank, Horde Copeland Mott, Lions Gaddis, Shields, United Power, Wold Architects and Engineers. Thank you, bronze sponsors. Dr. Haddad already beat this to me, but I wanted to take an opportunity to thank our incredible staff. We always say we're a small, but we're a very mighty staff, and our staff go above and beyond the call of duty. They serve our community with grace, creativity, and compassion. They're always finding a way to just get it done. Will Tammy Palumbo and our business manager and executive assistant and Michelle Phelan please stand and be recognized? Yes, they are awesome. None of this would be possible without the great work and support of our board, our staff, and our volunteers. And I'd like to recognize a few people who work tirelessly to help us with that. A couple of them are still in the room, I believe, over here. We have a wonderful group of volunteers who are always willing to step up and help us with this event and actually everything that we do throughout the year. We appreciate them, and we couldn't achieve our mission of student success and teacher excellence without them. Will our Gala co-chairs, Clint Stapp and Kelly Kanemoto, please stand, and all of our Gala committee, please stand and be recognized. I achieved my goal. I got Clint Stapp to stand and be recognized. There you go, buddy. All right, so a quick reminder that if you won something tonight, don't forget to pick up your items at the checkout table and drop off your name tags when you leave. For those of you who are watching online and who won one auction item, we will send you instructions via email tomorrow, Sunday. We will have items available for pickup at our foundation office starting this following Monday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., and Tuesday from 12 to 6 p.m. I also want to make a friendly reminder that anyone can donate to the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation via our donate page at stvraigives.org, where you can do a one-time donation or set up weekly, quarterly, and monthly donations. And I also just want to give a quick shout out to my 3 children who are watching online right now. Olivia, it's your bedtime. Ethan and Noah, you can go to bed later. But I wanted to say a shout out to them, and Mommy and Daddy are thinking about you guys. All right, so on behalf of our staff and our volunteers and our board, I want to thank you all for being here, and thank you for your continued support of the St. Vrain Valley Schools Education Foundation. Thank you and good night.